All right, so what's going on, guys? So since the weather's gotten cold, I'm kind of focused more on collecting parts and looking for deals. I've gotten pretty lucky so far, and I'm happy with my progress. I'm kind of show you guys what I've been able to find, in really just a couple months. Of course, I do know what I'm going to do with the Galant, so that's the first part of this, of course, is finding some of these deals, is to have a good plan in place. Doesn't really help to find a good price on something and then you end up not being able to use the part. But with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I got. So actually, I'm gonna get the biggest piece out of the way first. I actually just picked this up and I'm actually really excited I found this. I won't need this for a while, but again, with the deal that came around, I just couldn't pass it up. And the fact that the guy was actually pretty close to me. Got the gas tank and the rear subframe from a GSX. That's right. This thing is gonna be all-wheel drive. So again, this is the rear subframe from a 95 GSX, again with the corresponding gas tank. As you see, it's the complete subframe. It's even got the differential, again the axles, everything is a complete drop off. It even came with the rear coilovers, and these are actually TN or Tane or however you pronounce that coilovers. Now I'm not sure if these are actually authentic or not, but I mean whether or not, that's a bonus. So this whole thing for both pieces, $200. Can't beat that. $200. Like I got quoted for some other people as much as $750. I found some on eBay, some gas tanks on eBay that were alone going for $200. So when I came across the deal, I just had to pick it up. Even though, like I said, I won't need it for a while, and it's really just gonna be taking up space right now. All right, so this next deal I got, I actually got these off of Evo M from a user there. So what I have here, these mainly I-beam rods. Of course, these are the standard 150 millimeter. And yes, I will be using these in a 2.4 liter. So I know there's be some concerns typically with rod angle and what like that. But I'm not gonna be revving this thing over $8.5 grand much of any time, except for maybe at the drag strip, the top of third or something like that. So again, these, and this is the kicker, I actually got these for free. So of course you might be wondering how I got these rods. So these rods are like $700 new. As you can see, they're in very good condition. The guy said he only ran them for about 1,200 miles. He just decided to switch his setup. Like I haven't seen anything wrong with that. Again, everything seems to be in shape. There's no major gouges. But I bought them as a rod and piston combo. The listing had been up for a while. I offered the guy $300 for the rod and piston. He had the Wesco or the Wesco HD pistons. And I took the pistons off because I can't use those. Those are standard Evo bore pistons with the 85.5 millimeter pistons, and posted those on eBay, got them sold, and I actually covered the price of, basically I got these I-beam rods and I have no money invested. So this next thing I got is a Tau MVR wastegate. This is the 44 millimeter. It's got the V-bands on both sides, and I got this off the Facebook Marketplace from a guy for $100. Now what you do have to be careful of is that there are a lot of knockoffs out there, like especially on eBay for cheaper prices. But one thing that you can look at, that the knockoffs don't have, these ports labeled. Of course, this MVR is air and water cooled. So you can see this port here is actually labeled air. It's actually machined into it. Same thing there. And the same thing on the back of it, it actually says, and then on the side right here, in that side port, it says water. Like, so at least for what I've seen, these wastegates normally go for like $200-300 used. Again, so $100 is definitely a great deal. Again, provided this is real. I mean, everything I've seen, it showed it's been real. But who knows? So next I got these King bearings. Now again, this is not a part I would recommend you buy used, but you can buy them pre-owned, and it's a difference. Because pre-owned, that these are still in the package. So he never used these. He bought them, put them away, decided to scrap the project. Like, so even though they're brand new, obviously he can't sell them at full retail. So I actually got these for $80 for both of them. So up next I've got these injectors. These are actually the factory STI injectors. They're 565 injectors. These are actual takeoffs from an STI. And again, you got to be careful. There are a lot of knockoffs and a lot of like remanufactured that you can find out there. And of course, I will have these cleaned and flow tested before I put them on. So I will be using these as part of my like stage 1 Galant build. So these are pretty small injectors, but they'll get me started and they're good enough for what I need, and it didn't require a large investment. And so here I've got a new Evo 9 timing belt. Now these timing belts are Kevlar, so just like your expensive race belts, these are the same thing. And these actually are it's a factory part from Mitsubishi, so you want to take a look at that part number. Now of course I know there's less slack with these because of the additional height of the 4064 deck, but these will still work, and there's a lot of, and there's some of your faster Evos, some of your faster strokers are again using this factory belt. Again, this is OEM quality, again straight from Japan, so I go with this, and these can be picked up again for less than $100. Again, I forgot how much I paid for this, but compared to the other Kevlar belts on the market, this is a steal. Like, so the next item, wideband. Like, I think I got this off of the Facebook Marketplace. But it came, again, that's pretty much what you see here. I've got, of course, your harness, the gauge, and the mounting pod that it comes with, the O2 sensor, the extra trim ring, and the instructions. A lot of times you buy parts used, they don't come with instructions, which can kind of make things frustrating if you can't find them online. But again, this came as a complete kit. Again, for $100, it's another good buy. And of course, I'll be installing this before I do my turbo kit. But again, a wideband is not something you want to cheap out on. I know there's a lot of different manufacturers, a lot of different price ranges, but I would definitely recommend going with the good name brand. Mainly, I've had experience with Innovate. And again, Trey actually recommended this AEM, so I'm going to try this one for this build. Like, so definitely don't cheap out on your wideband gauge. The other gauges, you can kind of cut them corners, but a wideband is going to be critical to the life of your engine, so don't cheap out on that. So of course I do have some other parts. You guys have seen my wheels in the back of a few videos. Now they do have some pretty serious curb rash on it, but overall the barrels and everything are in good shape. So I should be able to fix the curb rash pretty easily and then get these painted and get them put on. And of course these are the factory Eclipse, I guess, GT wheels with the small spokes. And these cost me $80. This intercooler here above it, this little small intercooler. Not even sure the measurements on it. I've had this for a really long time. I know I got it off eBay. I got it a long time ago. So I'm not even going to count that as far as my expenses. It will be going on the car. From my experience, this is more than enough for what I plan on doing with the first build of this car. Alright guys, so that's most of the parts that I've got in. As you can see, I've kind of got parts for several different projects kind of coming in. But I'm doing this based off price. So as I find deals, I'm picking things up. So that's why I don't have a complete turbo kit or the complete all-wheel drive swap or a complete engine build. Again, because I'm just taking my time. I'm not really in a rush to do this. I feel like I have a pretty decent timeline, and I know what I want to do with the car, so that's making picking some of these parts pretty easy. Now, of course, as I mentioned, there are some parts that you don't want to buy used. Again, you don't want to buy like bearings and other wear items used, but you can buy them pre-owned. But when I'm looking for things like wear items that are pre-owned, I want to make sure they're still in the factory package. I don't want to take anybody's word for it. But of course, if you do your due diligence, you can save a lot of money. So there's really two things that will cost you a lot of money. It's if you're impatient or you don't do your research and don't have a plan. And you have an idea what you want to do, again, start collecting stuff, look for deals. Go on the forums, go on Facebook Marketplace, go on eBay, and just take your time and kind of pick out things as they pop up. All right, so anyway, that's all for now. I'm actually really excited about the future of this Galant and what's going to happen next year. So you guys stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And if you're interested in modding a Galant or you have somebody who already has, again, make sure you share my channel with them. I would definitely love to get some more information, again, from people who've done this, as well as share my view to kind of help other people out. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time.